Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm Leah. If you've never been here before, welcome. Have some tea or coffee, some water, whatever you'd like. Today we're going to talk about 7 reasons narcissists discard you, because it can be very disheartening and very confusing and energy sucking, and it can steal time, energy, even your health away from you. Or maybe you're somebody who's never had any of this. You haven't been a target of it, and you're not a narcissist. Well, guess what? 450 million people on the planet are diagnosed with narcissism, and that's just the diagnosed people, right? There's a lot of people that aren't in therapy, so they're not diagnosed, and they're running around out there. So let's talk about this. 7 reasons narcissists discard you. I'm sure there's many more, but these are prevalent. The first reason is because you become a real person. And they're kind of annoyed by that. Because see, you're also not living up to the ideal that they had in the love bombing idealization phase of you. And really, it's kind of bothersome that you're not that person in their mind. So you kind of deserve this, because you're not living up to what they expected. So how dare you? But see, don't take on that projection into play. And you don't deserve that. And that is time, and valuable time that you can never get back. So I'm going to try to curb that for you and save time and years, because it has cost me. I do believe that even that's how I got cancer in my body. So it was the cancer that made me aware of, what are my thought patterns? What's the common denominator? Me. Why am I attracting these type of people in? How can I stop these patterns? So this is why I'm talking about this. Some people think it's very low vibe to talk about narcissism. Oh, she's not on the spiritual path if she's still talking about the lowbrow narcissism. But the problem is people aren't talking about it. And so people keep getting taken by it and manipulated by it. So yes, I'm going to bring awareness to it, because I think you have gifts and talents to share, and the more of us that share our gifts and talents with the world, we can contribute peace to the planet. So that's why I'm talking about it. That's why I make little jokes about it in the shorts that I've been making and things like that, because any which way that I can come out this and bring some awareness, I'm ready to do that, even if I'm making a fool of myself, but it brings some awareness, and that's a win in my book. Because I'm done with the narcissists winning at this. Number 2, you're no longer a catch, because you're actually dating them. So if you're actually giving them any time, you're no longer a catch. Your value immediately goes down the minute that you start giving them any attention, and that's just the way it goes. So the closer you get, the more you are devalued. I thank you to whoever recommended Professor or Doctor, I believe, I don't know, Vadkin, I think it is. I watched one of his things, and it was very informative and very interesting, and I'll watch some more videos, but he was talking about, it's like you're a hot cup of tea at first, right, to the narcissist. You're a hot commodity, but the more you drink from it, the less hot it gets. Now it's lukewarm, and then it gets cold until it's gone, until to them you're nothing, you're useless. Or Dr. Ramani describes it as you're like a cell phone to them, and that's the best analogy, because we've all had lots of cell phones, right? And are you even thinking of a cell phone a couple cell phones ago? No. But at the time, it was the latest, greatest thing. That's how narcissists think of you. That's how narcissists think of people, which is really hard when you're like a caring person and you love them especially. That's really, really hard. So we're talking specifically right now about like romantic relationships, right, with a narcissist, not the parent type, but we can talk more about that in future videos. So yeah, you're done. Once they've had their use of you, you're done. They want the latest, greatest model. And they don't miss you, unless maybe in this latest, greatest model of the cell phone, there's some feature that it doesn't have. For a moment they miss, like, I wish my old phone had that. I miss it for a second. But then the next model comes out, and so they're done with that. So they bore very easily. So they're going to discard. And if they stay with you, if you're married to them for, 30, 40 years, they just cheat on you, unfortunately. And that's how they discard you, and they discard you mentally. So the discard comes much earlier than the actual physical discard too. They've discarded you emotionally and, in their mental long before. They've already been comparing you to the latest, greatest model. Let me see if, which one has a better body. Oh, this one has a better body. Oh, this one gives me better status. Oh, this is, So that's how they think of people, and that's a hard thing. But don't take on that projection again. The number three ways, what? I always get stuck on that third way. Maybe I should just not count. We don't need to count, right? Anyway, you cause a narcissistic injury. So what's a narcissistic injury? Well, they think narcissists have very little to no empathy, right? So that means they really don't have feelings. And that's another reason that they have disdain for you, because you do. So it's kind of annoying to them that you have this genuine love for them, because they have so much hatred too and shame for themselves that anybody who loves them has to be pretty stupid too. Because why wouldn't you see all their flaws? So that's another reason why, they devalue you, because you're valuing them. And then if you hurt their feelings, that's why it's called a narcissistic injury, because they don't really have like regular feelers the way the rest of us do, right? But you've stirred up somehow their abandonment issues. So maybe even this is the whole paradox of it. Maybe they actually really like you and you've gotten really close. That's going to cause even a narcissistic injury, because it's going to stir up some abandonment issues. So maybe you receive a compliment from a stranger and you're out with them. They could take that as a narcissistic injury and never even tell you what happened. And they like that as well, because if you don't know what hurt their feelings, then you must not love them. But because it stirred up this fear and this abandonment in them, they just want to discard you, because they want to abandon you before you can abandon them. So it's their go-to for safety. So a lot of times too, they might say to you like, I know you're not going to be like the rest that have hurt me, but I'm just scared you will. And that's like a precursor red flag to know that the discard is coming. So another way is they feel like you're going to be too hard to control. So if they feel you're going to be too high maintenance in that way, that you've set too many boundaries, it's just not worth it to them, because they've got other people that they can filter in, cycle in, that don't have boundaries, that are just as fun, if not more fun, because they're new and shiny. Again, the new cell phone thing. So it's much more fun to do that. So if they feel like you're going to set up boundaries and things like that, it's just too much. They don't want that, right? So I know I set up a boundary with somebody, and I've had this experience in the past, where you set up a boundary, then they discard. If you don't come back and play by their rules, they can come back and punish you, but they come back and hoover you. And then once now you're in that, lovey-dovey thing again, then they can discard you, because that's your punishment for setting a boundary. They don't like that. You're supposed to play by their rules at all times. Another reason is they don't have any more respect for you, because you have been giving them so much love and playing by their rules. And again, that's despicable to them, because why would you put up with such bad treatment? You deserve better, and it's true, you do. So that's another way. Another thing is they have new supply. So they got a new phone and they're really excited about it. They want to go try it out, and you're a nuisance. You're kind of annoying and a bother. And they want to see how they feel with you gone. They just want to get rid of you and see how they feel. And they're like, let me see if I miss them. And I probably won't, right? I probably won't miss them at all, because the new phone, so exciting. And then if that new phone doesn't work, I have 100 other new phones. And Tinder and social media and all this really push this even more. I mean, people have turned into products. Another thing Dr. Ramani said, she's like, she said, when after studying narcissism for so long, when social media was invented, she thought, this is going to be dangerous. And we see it with people like Adam Levine. It's so sad. It doesn't matter how beautiful, how much money somebody has, how much value they have. With a narcissist, they're going to devalue. Did I just call Adam Levine a narcissist? Maybe I did. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't know him personally. I shouldn't go off, the media, because you never know. But even from him speaking, the things that he says, he basically says that anyway. Another thing is they run the risk of you exposing them. They think that, now you are too smart. And so sometimes that can be a precursor. If they're like, you're smarter than me, that can scare them, because they're like, oh no, she's not playing by my rules. She's setting up boundaries. She's smart. I got to get rid of her or him, right? Because now they run the risk of being exposed, and they can't have that. They can't have that. So they have to get rid of you with zero remorse and as quickly as possible, and get revalidated, because again, you're stirring up all that shame and inadequacy. So even more so, they have to go get that fix and validation from somebody else as fast as possible. So it's not you. So don't take it on. Don't take on this devaluation, because this can come as such a shock, especially if you were having a great time and having fun, and then boom, discard, or just complete ghost or block. Maybe one of those things happened and you just didn't know. But it's not you, because somebody who doesn't have a disorder would talk with you. There are ways that you can separate without it being like this. So I hope that this helps, because again, I do believe that you have gifts and talents to share, and I want to help unveil that. Be a peaceful warrior, right? It's kind of a silly thing, but it's true, because I'm like, wait a second, why? What's going on here? You can have a spiciness and a fire in you and also be peaceful. You can say enough is enough and also be peaceful. So I send you so much love. Thank you for being here. If you find value in this, please do like it, make a comment, let me know, subscribe, because that does energetically contribute to the collective in a massively positive way, because then we all raise the consciousness, because more people will see this video. And the more of us that go, wait a minute, okay, no, I don't, okay, I'm going to separate from that. That was a strange experience, but that's not me. And return to love and have forgiveness for yourself. You can even have forgiveness for somebody else, but you don't have to make it okay, and accept it back in. And then I will see you in the next video. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So much love to you.